Check, 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 check.
Yeah, 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 yeah. One, two, one, two. Check, check, check.
Mic check.
Energy.
Right, right,
Whoa!
right.
Oh! We're live once again. G5 Live every Wednesday. Play my shit. I'm your host, the Wild Man, Teddy T, man. I'm representing this Dade County shit. We out here. This show today is going to be amazing, man. We brought some real players for y'all because it's an understanding that a lot of y'all don't really understand how this game started, what's the culture around here in Dade County to the world. We represent all around the world. So I had to bring my brother, the Opalaka Goon, in the building. Give it up for Brisco!
Leader,
Bris!
what's up?
Bris!
What they do?
Oh, man, it's beautiful, man. I remember the first day you walked in the radio station, man. It was like, you back.
Yeah, man.
You here.
The reinvention.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, from day one to now, what you been doing? What's going on?
Since I've been out,
Yeah.
oh man, I just been in the studio heavy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I ain't lose a step. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the music,
Right.
because I was already contemplating my release, and I knew I had a lot of groundwork to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I got the album coming out on Christmas.
Ooh, Christmas.
Yeah, it's a present. It's gonna be under your tree.
Nice.
It's definitely
Stocking stuffer.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my greatest bodies of work because I had time to,
Put it
I
together.
had time to put it together.
Really composition.
Yeah. I really composed it to
Yeah.
be a classic this time. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, that's what I can learn from watching you throughout the years is that you're a real composer, you're a real A&R. You got a lot of different skills that has helped you throughout the years with the records that you made that you've turned to a career now.
Yeah. I definitely the grooming process that I had a rigorous grooming process, and everything that I ever like I say, my forefathers before me, the ones that was before me, they kind of paved the way for me. You know what I'm saying? And I was very observant coming up, and yeah, man, it just always, now it's kind of easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I have an ear for it, and you know what I'm saying. I believe that when I put it on the paper, there's nothing else left but to deliver. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure my delivery is stellar and one of a kind. You know what I'm saying?
So from back in the days, the experiences that you had, because I remember you was like 18, 1998, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's been some of the experiences from then to now as an artist that you can see yourself that you've grown?
I think it's the process. Like, I think it's the formula. Like I started with some of your guests you got today, Young and the Restless. I started with them, like just watching them, watching Charles, watching POD, and yeah, I took everything I saw that I knew it was great. I took it away, reinvented it. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the mix and made Brisco. Even with dealing with Rick Ross, when I started rapping with Rick Ross and everything like that, I just know that it was just something that I had to. It was a learning process. You know what I'm saying? So I always had my notepad out, just gathering all my information. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me who I am today.
We had Teddy Bear here, from Fort Lauderdale the other day, and that's all he talked about was like how, he kept you in Lauderdale. He kept you in the clubs, you know what I'm saying? And, it's always been a blessing that you've been able to maneuver. You had the first artist signed to Young Money with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of accolades to kind of build yourself up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the end result is you had to do your stint. Now you're out. It's like the the cocoon effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you got the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Now I seen a preview the other day for Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Man, that's just something, you know, it's a show and it has a lot of, people have a lot of views and perceptions of the show. But what's going to be good for me is people can put the face with the music.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And with the name, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's gonna be a roller coaster. It's gonna be some real good stuff happening.
I mean, you really gonna in between Trick, Trina, you, even Chaotic has really brought a good vibe.
Just
Baby
the real
Blue,
Miami.
yeah,
just bringing the real Miami tour, like the other side of the bridge.
Definitely.
The Opalaka, you know what I'm saying? The Care City.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you was to start on County Line Road and ride up 27th, you know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna feel with me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, we got artists that come up here and perform a little later on, you know what I'm saying? And I just want you to give them some insight, because I had my man Jammin' Joe and G Money here last week. Like, these artists ain't even aware of the bass bands and what happened on 18th and at the Circle on Sundays. They don't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I grew up on ADAT, on the ADAT machine, and you know what I'm saying? I grew up on when we had to, you know what I'm saying, load the trunk up with music, you know what I'm saying, and go to 99 Jams, you know what I'm saying, and befriend those DJs and befriend those radio personalities and stuff like that. Even to Power 96, the Hot 105, you know what I'm saying? Hot 105 was playing the older music, but we still was knocking beat down their door, trying to get them to play our records, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the artists now, you know, like the grooming process, what I was speaking about earlier, the grooming process, like, social media has cut that out. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists that didn't do that groundwork, you know what I'm saying, to actually become a legend within themselves and become a pioneer. You know what I'm saying? I think you have to learn from the greats and emulate the greats to become, you know what I'm saying?
Being a part of the ranks.
Yeah, because, you know, Miami is like, we're one of those major cities.
A music bed.
Yeah, it's like a music hub, and people come down here, you know what I'm saying, and they take their game back to their cities, you know, take our game back to their cities. So
Every day.
yeah, I just think that, and with the show and everything, I think I'm bringing that back. You know what I'm saying, the essence of Miami and what embodies a real Miami artist.
Definitely, that's a good thing. So you got the album coming out for Christmas. What's the name of the album?
Black Roses. Black Roses. Yeah.
All platforms, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Give us a hint. Who you've done features? Who's on there?
My first feature when I came home was Rick Ross.
Okay.
I did a feature with my artist V Stuck, Cadillac, Cadillac Shorty. I got Ball Greasy on there, Billy Blue on there, Chief Pound on there.
Okay.
I got Lyric Ty on there, Dark Side Baby.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody who was around me, you know what I'm saying?
They on it.
Yeah, like everybody who was around me, who embraced me coming home, you know what I'm saying? Who I felt that was sympathetic to my when I was incarcerated and my incarceration and everything. I put them on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just did some great work in a short period of time. Like I definitely
put it
locked
together.
in. I locked in, and I'm proud of the work I did.
In 2020, you're gonna hit the streets. You're gonna do it.
Oh man, we're doing another album called Black Billionaire Society.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just if you getting money, if you serious about your craft, you a Black Billionaire Society member.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I got another. I've been talking to Lip. I've been talking to I Am Streets.
Okay.
My cousin Streets and everything like that. We just trying to put that hole. You know what I'm saying? Ankle by Ball Greasy. Shout out to Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Shout out to Cadillac Shorty V Stuck. It's just gonna be a body of work that's gonna be exceptional.
Coming in the game like that, man.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you, man, coming through.
Thank you.
Give everybody your social media so they can follow you.
It's Brisco Opalaka on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Brisco Opalaka. British is here. He's back.
And if you could give these new artists one jewel, what would you give them?
Write on some paper. Write on paper.
Paper.
Stop writing in your phone.
Take it back to paper.
Yeah, write on paper, because anything you write, you remember, and you can deliver it well. You know what I'm saying? So
That's hot.
I think that's something that artists should do.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Coming from the Opalaka Loon, give it up for Brisco!
Yeah.
We'll be back, G5 Live. We doing it big. Wednesday, play my shit. It's going down. Come on. We're back. G5 Live, baby. Oh! Wednesday night, we're in the building, and y'all give it up for the beautiful Miss Chocolate in the building. She's here!
Hey, y'all. How you guys doing? My name is Chocolate, K1NG Radio. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow us. We do interviews, radio plays, all of that.
All of that.
All of that.
And now, I got my brothers, man. Like I told you, today's show is special because we bring in, like, Miami. You know what I mean? We want y'all to understand Miami to the world. We live on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, through Rep Your City TV. So, you know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that people understand we got legendary platinum people in the city. You know what I'm saying? Legendary. Y'all give it up for Young and Restless! P.O.D., Mr. Charlie, what up?
What's going on, man?
Oh, man, it's like, it's beautiful. Like, I got my brothers, but I got some real legends in the building right now, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to just to give people a brief, you know, introduction of who you are, where you come from, and then we're going to get into it.
Right. I'm Mr. Charlie from the group Young and Restless. We straight out of Carol City.
Carol City!
Carol City, you know what
He
I'm
ain't
saying?
say Miami Gardens, y'all. He said Carol City,
man. You know, they switched it up to Miami Gardens, but it's always going to be Carol City to us.
That's
man,
right.
You know.
Preach.
P.O.D., the Dawn of Days, you heard me, you feel me? I'm from everywhere, but I hail Carol City, you heard me?
That's right.
That part right there.
So I'm saying, what year did y'all start? When did the Young and the Restless movement start?
I said that's kind of really hard to say. Musically, 1988.
1988.
Musically.
Okay.
So you guys are real legends. Y'all been doing this for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, music has changed since 1988 up until now. How has it improved? Or has it improved?
I'm going to let Charles answer that first, his opinion.
Okay.
Well, I think it has improved far as artists getting paid.
Okay.
A lot of artists back in the 80s, even the early 90s, wasn't getting their full share of the royalties, publishing. The labels was taking more. So as it progressed and, you know, people started getting more of their money and shows and everything, we got ripped out a lot of money in our first couple of years. But that's the improvement, and then what I think is going on right now is, like, basically what you were saying earlier, Teddy. A lot of the new artists, they don't really know the foundation and you know, who paved the way for a lot of the artists. You know what I'm saying? Before them, they don't understand.
Yeah, because like I remember watching y'all on BT, Rap City, B Girls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, y'all from here, like, I see y'all at Pac Jam. Like, it wasn't like y'all was hidden. Y'all was on the streets. Y'all was everywhere. But yet, y'all was live on TV during the countdown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when Poison Ivy came, it just captured the world. Y'all was like one of the first groups to go platinum in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And y'all set a precedent for a style of music. You know, y'all was doing Miami bass, but y'all took it on a more animated type of element.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
As far as the way the way you rap, the style. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, Power 96 was a big push of y'all music back then because it was slash dance. You know,
Party.
crossed
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, y'all really had a real hold, like that was 1992, right?
That was 1990.
1990.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was like a big pivotal time with, you know, I remember the tour. Y'all was on the tour with Public Enemy and Public Enemy, what you call
Tupac.
it? Tupac. And Digital Underground.
Digital Underground,
It was Queen Latifah, Digital Underground, Public Enemy.
Ice Cube.
Because Naughty by Nature, Trench was dancing for...
Kid and Play.
Trench was dancing for from Queen Latifah, and Pac was dancing for Trench.
Digital Underground.
For Digital Underground.
Right.
And Lenoir was like the leader of the pack, of the street niggas. Like, they respected these guys because the music was big in California, especially.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Pac and them knew who they was, and man, I'm talking about these guys was in so much debauchery. All I know is he'll come to me, yo, we got some money. We want to get the weed. Meet us at this room. Meet us at this room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was like I saw that like Pac and Tretch and all these guys was like really looking up to the North. They was really like, what's POD doing? What, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was the vibe that y'all had back then with all the artists. And you was into the production element of everything.
Right.
And, you know, later on, you did a lot of records on your own with Pandisc, with Bo Crane, the Pina Colada.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Face record. That was
Right. And then we all came back together with First String.
With First String Entertainment, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just been some history as far as what people got to understand, the steps, the things that happen, the success, you know what I mean? And then bringing it back full circle, you know what I mean?
Right.
Miami bass and the music that, you know, because that's what y'all was at the time when we had our own music. It was Miami bass. You know, it was the speakers, it was the dancing, the music, the girls,
Yeah.
it was the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Culture,
saying?
yeah.
And we've gotten away from the culture. We've gotten away from the sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Talking
I
about you
agree.
from New York. So what would you have to say about?
I mean, I don't know a lot about
Be
Miami,
honest.
but what I do know about Miami, you guys have a lot of uplifting, like dancing music. You guys like to have fun, and I feel like now the new generation, they kind of like turned away from that. You know what I mean? Now it's more so serious and kind of like who's better than who, or who's beefing with who. Like, how do you guys feel about that right now?
That's kind of crazy, y'all. You ask that kind of question, cause my biggest thing when it comes down to music is fun. You feel me? Like I don't care how you comment on your music, have fun doing it though. And then it got so serious now that there is no fun music, and I stress that to my own artists. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got my own label now, so I stress it to them like. People don't want to go all the like. How you have a gun in the club? Like how you dancing with
For
a girl
real.
in the club with your
It's gonna
gun?
be very
Like
uncomfortable.
when do you like loosen up?
Exactly.
Like yeah. So if
capping,
people want to have
son,
fun,
you
you know what I'm
capping.
saying? And
You
we
out
made
there
fun
capping.
music. Poison Ivy was a fun record.
Yeah.
You know, it was a fun record. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, that's the one thing, like, when you understand, that's what I want these people to understand. Miami was about party music. When we had G Money and Jam and Joe here, you know, we talking about bass bands and the speakers. These are the things where Miami music come from. This is the culture.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? If you're not a part of this culture, you're not going to really break as a Miami artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the funny thing about Young and Restless, we put out those kind of records, but our personal life was a whole nother
Y'all was
vibe.
dangerous, man. I mean,
It was
I
a whole
mean,
nother
That was the part of the reason why y'all never really got to
Do
take
a
the
whole lot of stuff.
success.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we got to go to this tour. Oh, this person went to jail. That person went
got
to
shot.
jail. You like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I remember like it was about 5-6 years ago. We was about to do it again. I said, all right, we're gonna do another tour, and the same thing happened the same day. This guy went to jail. It was like, oh man. But you know, I wanted the people to be able to know who are some of the pioneers of Miami and the music that y'all made, the songs. You know, like give us like as far as how many did y'all sell with Poison Ivy and B Girls?
Well, the thing was at the time of, well, I'm gonna say after the tour, because you know after the tour your record sells some more.
Right.
We had a lawsuit going on, so Bo Crane didn't want to certify us as gold before, and then even platinum. I know we was close to 770,000 before we went on the tour. He didn't want to stay with
770,000. And back then, records were selling for like $10, $12, 12 inches.
Yeah, so he made a killing, you know. So yeah, that we was doing some numbers. You know, for them to put us on a tour with Public Enemy,
I know it.
Digital Underground, Pick Hit and Play.
Yeah.
know,
Y'all
we
had
had, you
crossed
know,
over that. Y'all
we
had
crossed
y'all
over.
had crossed over on that element. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like you know, that's the thing. Back then, you know, you mentioned Bo Crane, Joy Boy Records, where Disco Rick was at. You had we had labels with real catalogs, real music,
Real
independent.
music,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? You know, and this is the thing that's missing from the day is the actual label element. There's like Strong Arm and Slip and Slide and who else? You know what I mean?
Right,
Nobody's really doing business right now. You know what I mean? So we trying to, bring back to the people that, listen, there's people that's around here that for years have been doing business. You know what I mean?
Right.
I bought y'all, this is a platinum group right here, Young and the Restless. I bought y'all brother Brisco. He's, been through it, coming from y'all.
Coming from, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got on the business tips with brother Lex Promotion. I remember Lex started when he was in high school going into college.
Right.
And is still doing what he's doing today. You know what I mean? So this is what I want to tell people and let people know, that we ain't new to this. We true to this. We've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? And, from the things that y'all brought to the game, what y'all doing now? What's going on with, your personal projects and as far as anything with Young and the Restless?
Right. Well, as far as it's funny you say that too, because I put on my page, because like you said, a lot of people don't know. They don't know the history. They don't know E-Class and Po' Boy. Like I always tell it, if you know how they got the Mafia, the Charlie Lucianos.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to do that tree, a lot of those artists and CEOs came from the Young and Restless camp.
That's right.
Rick Ross' first show was with Young and Restless.
That's right.
I put the video on my on my Instagram. Eric and Jerk. I'm the one that got them. They did.
You got me doing it, baby.
Yeah, so it's a lot of history that comes. Like Brisco, he was a little kid up on us. Ross used to be to my house, before rapping.
Yeah.
So it's a history behind that. So even after the Trina album, I forgot the name of it. We did a skit on that. Nobody never knew we was on that skit.
Right.
It's called a busted skit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we've been behind Deuce Poppy. I did several songs with her. A song called Lose Your Mind, which blew up on WEDR.
Oh, yeah. Now, I broke Lose Your Mind on Part 96.
But did you know I did that?
Yeah.
I wrote and produced it?
I know it.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you.
Right.
Back when we was at First Street, you have been doing so many records. Salam Remy, who was a world-renowned producer out of New York, gave my uncle the opportunity. He was like, look, I want a bass mix. And I came to you, and I was like, Charles, they gave us money and everything. You just like, nah, you do it, Teddy. You put your name on it. You know what I'm saying?
And you reminded me of that. I didn't even know.
I got an actual remix on a Salam Remy production that got me and your name on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not like, like back then, like I was from Broad, but I was always down in Dade. We had a good camaraderie and how we worked together. Me and POD, we born on the same day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That's how our relationship is. You know what I'm saying? So what about as far as, do you have any new songs you're working on right now or anything?
Yes. I just, what we've been, like you say, like she was just mentioning what's going on now. The game has changed, and I think that's another reason why you haven't heard a lot of labels coming out no more, because since 20 years ago, the social media has taken over. So it's a whole new era of how to promote and how to do a lot of stuff. Like Brisco was just mentioning, they blowing up now just off of Instagram. So, and if you don't know that game and you was in the first 80s and 90s, you may be coming out with the older promotion and style, which is still good to do the groundwork. But a lot of stuff is different now. So I got my solo project, and I'm learning the new era of promoting, and it's new, but I'm catching on to it. Even just the tagging people in this, tagging, like women know it. They know it. They know how to do so much with the phone, and everything is right in your phone now.
Right.
So, so we got our solo projects coming on. He got out, and I was telling him, let's go on and do the Younger Rest. Somebody actually put out a B-Girls video, like they said, this how old I am, and it went viral.
Wow.
How many I don't know if it been across everybody's page, the B-Girls, it just went viral.
Man, look, B stands for Bronco, BMW base Bengals.
What about the new era of music that you enjoy, that you want to incorporate in your music that you're creating now?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what actually happened. I feel like it's not really incorporating. I think they took a lot of the stuff we did and just slowed it down and just, tweaked it out and did a lot of stuff. And still the swag, we was just talking about this the other day. They're not really listening to the old school, but they peep the old school game.
Right.
They peep the swag and everything.
I mean, but even like when you had a situation where Miami was known for controversial music. You know what I'm saying? I was on tour with Disco Rick. He couldn't even go on the radio stations. And he was a nice guy. I didn't understand it at the time. Like, wow, Rick is nice. He's cool.
Right.
But, you know, the kind of music, you know what I mean?
He's doing, right.
He was doing, you know. And y'all came out riding big wheels. You know what I'm saying? And totally like the animation. That's what I'm saying. Y'all had animated music, but y'all was from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's made y'all stand out on a level where y'all went commercial with it at the time. You know what I mean?
We was tricked into it because we was actually more serious rappers. But what happened was, God bless the dead Eric Griffin, when he
Who
made
was a great producer. He
great
was
producer,
incredible.
great producer. He's the one made Poison Ivy and B Girls. He made the beat for that.
Right.
But when we went to him, he had a song playing, you know, Poison Ivy. The beat was just an instrumental. He came and gave us a paper. He's like, had the lyrics written like, I want y'all to say this. I know a girl named Trudy. Now Trudy got, and so you know, back then, you know, we like, what? We rappers, man, because it's singing. You know what I'm saying? So we fuss with Sam, and you know, but it goes to show you sometimes it's just like football players got a coach.
Yes.
You got to listen. You know,
Right.
and we wanted to rap on the beat. He said, no, you got to sing this. You know what I'm saying? And it blew up.
Oh, my God.
Blew up.
It was incredible.
So after that, B-Girls came. You know what I'm saying? Norris wrote that, and I'm going to show you another thing he did. He used to say B-Girls so fast, like, B stands for Broncos, and they were like, slow it down. And we fussed about that. But when he slowed it down, it was perfect.
Right.
B stands for Broncos,
BMW.
Just listening, you know.
Bars.
Yeah.
When you hear us coming up down the lab, you'll think that we are stars.
So after that, they wanted to hear more of that. You know what I'm saying? So we gave them more of the anime. So, you know, like, you like Pina Colada. You know, so we went to that with LaFace Records, and it was the same vibe. You know what I'm saying? So we stayed right there, but we never, I would say it's funny now we're getting ready to do what we really like doing, mix, because we liked that too now.
Right.
We're going to mix it all together, so that'll be the difference of what you'll be hearing of the incorporating of the new, the old, you know, and with the creativity with it.
Now, back then when you were starting out, you say you were more of a serious rapper.
Correct.
Now, first time, you know, being an artist, what was your hopes and desire, and did you reach that peak now?
As a serious rapper, I was the most serious rapper. Like, I ain't seen nobody. Like, literally, like, I used to catch rappers like MC Shy-D and like Brother Marquise. I used to catch them somewhere and make them battle me. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you got to battle me right now. Like, and I ain't never been beat by them. You feel me? Like, nobody. Like, that's how me and Tupac became best friends, from a battle, from something slick they said on the van.
And you was like,
in
you
St.
ain't gonna
Louis.
try it.
Yeah, it's like, no. So we got back to the hotel and I ran through them too. You feel me? Like, yeah, that's what we do. But, like.
So was it hard transitioning from like being a serious rapper, ready to battle anybody, to like, you know?
Not really, because like, that was just the rap part, but like, we friends before any of the music stuff, so we
So it
was
made it
already
easier.
like acting a donkey out in the streets
Gotcha.
anyway. Like, we was always just like into something. So when the music came to like really like, I say really saved my life, you know what I'm saying? Because we was really like out there, you know what I'm saying? So when the music came, having fun and getting into like, okay, we gonna do this right here, that
it was
was
no
easy
problem,
for us,
yeah.
because it was like, okay, we're just gonna incorporate the music with our lifestyle. Like, let's party on this one. Let's talk about the girls on this one. Let's rob somebody on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what it was, though.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And to show you how serious it was, we made B-Girls in 1990. I got shot. We in the shootout 1991. So a lot of stuff got put on hold just because of that. So that's how close we was to the streets of just getting in trouble, and a lot of people didn't know that. So that slowed a lot of stuff down too, just the street part pulling you back, because our friends were still in the streets.
Yeah.
So some of these people that we had on tour, we going on tour, they got weed in the car, we getting pulled over. So and it's going on today. Like, you see these artists, a lot of them getting jammed up. Like, we was going through this back in the 90s, you know.
If you can give advice to artists, because, you know, like you said, it's going on today, even with like the 6ix9ine situation and stuff like that, if you can give artists now advice on, you know, mixing like the street life and the artist life together to a certain extent, what would it be?
Well, it's hard because when you're giving somebody advice like that, you telling them to break off from the negativity which they grew up with, and these are some of the people that's saying when you first starting out rapping, you go to the corner store, you in the hood. These are the people who's telling you, they just supporting you. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a big heart, you're gonna want to show that love back, and it's like what you was just basically saying. So it's hard even trying to give that advice, but you still tell them to say, okay, I'm gonna clear my conscience. You can't do this. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't bring this. You shouldn't bring that. But they're gonna do it anyway.
Got you. But when?
Hold on, I want to answer that same question. I feel honestly totally different. Like, if I had to give an artist the advice of, okay, you done got yourself in a situation where you don't have to be in the streets no more. So here, instead of telling you like, okay, this is the perfect blend because I live this. Like, I ain't been out the feds 65 days yet. You feel me? Like, and the things that I've accomplished in those 65 days, I really don't think the typical dude could do. I just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you, they don't mix. If you're going to do music and get out the streets. You feel me? Especially if you got a situation where you ain't got to, because, dude, what you giving to this, you need to be giving to this because this is going to get you out of this to begin with. So if you're in that situation, drop that because the inevitable going to happen.
I agree.
Not a project gone.
Y'all said the same thing, you know.
Yeah. It was just in a different way.
You gave it more passion. You know what I mean?
I felt that one.
You know what I mean? So look, we got Young and the Restless in the building. Give everybody your social media so they can follow you.
Mine is Mr. Charlie 305. The Charlie is spelled with L-I-E instead of L-E-Y.
Okay.
Mr. Charlie 305.
My IG, Flam Living Legend. FLAMLIVING You feel me? Flam Living Legend. You heard me?
One more time, y'all give it up for Young and the Restless G5 Live. Come on! Woo! We coming back with more. Play My Shit Wednesday. Chocolate, Wild Man Teddy T. Let's go!
G5 Live, man, Wednesday, Play My Shit Wednesday, where we represent, we keep the people vibing, let you know what's going on. Chocolate's in the building. What's up?
Hey, you guys, it's your girl Chocolate. Now, I'm excited to be sitting next to you, Lex. You don't know me, but it's cool. You gonna get to know me today.
Okay.
But I just want y'all to know, if y'all don't know who Lex is, like, he everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Everywhere.
give it up for my brother Lex Promotions in the building.
Thank you.
Lex, all the way live, man. So, you know, I had to bring you on because, like I said, I need to let people know that we've been out here doing these things for years, like years and years. You've grown
God is
up.
great.
You've grown up in the business. I've watched you.
I'm a baby of Miami music scene. Definitely.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, I mean, give people some insight, you know what I mean, how you came up and what's going on with Lex Promotion.
I mean, God is great. Been in business now. It's our 15-year anniversary. 2019 makes it our 15-year anniversary. Started off really in high school. I was like the cool high school DJ, DJing all the proms, pep rallies, the skating rings, the different events. And after DJing a few events, I quickly realized, all right, you know, I could be making the DJ money or I could be making the promoter money and then be able to bless and hire more people to help me out.
There you go. And you was how old at the time?
I was 14, 15.
And that's how you was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because as a DJ, you're the only one making the money.
Right.
But when you're able to produce and curate and do your own events, you're able to hire a door girl, you're able to hire more people to promote for you, you're able to hire security guards, you're able to just kind of build a team versus when you're a DJ, most of the time, it's really just about you making the money. So from there, you know, my partner DJ Mix, who's an entertainment lawyer now. Fast forward 15 years later, he's a big entertainment lawyer. At the time, he was a DJ.
Yeah.
And we started doing a lot of high school parties, skating ring parties. And then by the time we got to college, the company kind of started making a little bit more noise.
Like, I remember I was on Power 96, and you used to pay me to shout out your parties.
Yep.
And I remember you used to come up and you say, why you always got all these records here? How you get these records? And I was like, this is promotion. Street promoters come up
Yep.
and bring up records. I used to be a street promoter, and I got on the radio from being a street promoter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, what you doing, you could be a hell of a street promoter.
Now, a lot of people, they see, like, you know, the after, you know, of the promotion, but, you know, the work that you have to put in and, you know, the errors that you have to make and correct. Let people know some things that, you know, you had to just learn as you went along. Like, nobody taught you. You just like, you know what? I failed. I
Everything.
error, but I got to keep going.
So let me take it back. We'll start with the high school days. You know, you think you're gonna have a cool party.
There you go.
You print your flyers, you take your posters, you hit the block, you hit the high schools, you hit the different neighborhoods, the flea market, the corner stores, the barbershops. So at the time, we booked a little Spanish artist that not a lot of people knew in Miami by the name of Pitbull. So we booked him for like $1,000 or something. We did the party, we promoted. When it was time to pay him, I ain't had all the money. I'm in the back talking to my partner, DJ Mix. Yo, what we gonna do? We don't have all the money, but we need him on stage. What we gonna do? Trying to figure it out. So we had a conversation. Hey, I know it's supposed to pay you X amount of dollars, but the party just didn't turn out how we thought it was, but we still need you to go on stage and perform. He looking at us like these two little knucklehead kids.
Yeah.
This is business. We agreed to a certain amount.
And that's what it is.
I could have been somewhere else getting paid more money,
More.
but I agreed to do it at a discount rate because you guys are, you know, high school, college students trying to establish yourself. I need all my money. But regardless, he still went and hit the stage.
That's right.
And then fast forward a couple of years later, I ended up working with Big Teach, who was his manager.
That's
he
right.
remembered me, and I didn't only deliver what I was supposed to deliver for him,
Plus more.
plus more. So, you know, all these are things that, you know, so in the law of not only marketing, promotions, branding, and music, but in the law of business, no matter what business you are, it's about the relationships that you build.
That's right.
It's 100% relationships that you build. I was at Teddy T's radio station. He would let me sneak into the building, and I would bring him. We didn't have finger licking back then, so it was KFC on a regular. And you fast forward 15 years later, and I would still have a relationship. He calls me, I pick up, I can't pick up, I'm gonna send a text, and we're still getting money together, doing business together, and helping each other out.
You know, I did a music conference in Fort Lauderdale at the African American Library, and Lex was like 18. He was the youngest person on the panel, and you know, just the intellect that he gave everybody as far as being a kid about business. You know what I'm saying? And what I want you to do is to explain, because the same way an artist would become successful, you became successful in business.
Correct.
And promotion. So just give everybody like the elements of from promoting parties to promoting independent artists to promoting for major labels, like, you know, you got MMG now and Def Jam now. So give us the steps that you took that gave you that element to be in those locations to get that brands.
I mean, I have a model that I go by, and shout out to my brother Gucci Poochie. These are his exact quotes. All you got to do is outwork him.
There we go.
So when I was passing out the flyers, I wanted to be the first person at the club at 9 o'clock, and I was the last person at the club at 5 a.m. when security are closing the doors to the club. And then fast forward, when I started working records, some of the first records I ever had to work was Uncle Luke, Piccolo, and Pitbull. So I wanted to make sure at every single high school and college party, they were playing Uncle Luke, Piccolo, and Pitbull.
Raise the roof.
Exactly. And then I remember once I was in college, and you know, we were definitely out there doing our events and passing out flyers and promoting parties. You know, people from the radio stations such as Teddy T, Big Lip Bandit approach us to promote their events because we were the best one at promoting not only our events but other consumers' events.
But I want to stop you. When did you get your first vehicle?
When did I get my first vehicle?
For promotion,
you
first
making moves.
promotional vehicle.
I got my first vehicle, I think I was 16 or 17.
That's what I want people to understand.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Mama didn't pay for it. That was me stacking up my CD money, my DJ money, and I got my own Ford Expedition at the
There it
time. That
was.
was the flyest
There it
thing in the
was.
game,
There it
and had it
was.
wrapped within 2 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's the thing. You were 16 years old, and I always admired your business savvy. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even go to college for business.
I went to college after studied marketing management, but
Yeah, but
prior to that, I was
You
already
was
in
just
the game.
already on point. You know what I mean? And that's why I always let you come up. I always gave you the opportunity and you were so serious all the time. You know what I mean? And you know, just when you got your vehicles, then you began to go throughout the state, setting up at different spots. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And you know, you were really like, because we had a lot of different promoters back in the days, but you kind of like were the only one that kind of kept it going even to today.
I mean, my thing was you got to outwork everybody. So I was like, all right, I got Miami pretty much doing well. All right, let's go set up shop in Tallahassee. So when people want to go to FAMU, let's go set up shop in Orlando. So I had different people that worked for me in Miami, and as soon as they went away to college, boom, you're my rep in Orlando, you're my rep in Tampa, you're my rep in Daytona, Jacksonville. I quickly set up reps in different parts of Florida, and we would have our weekly conference calls, and I was basically following the model that the record labels were doing on a national level. Mm-hmm. If y'all doing this on a national level, I'm a copycat and figure out how to do it better on a Florida level and make sure I give my team incentives. It might not necessarily be money, but I'm gonna make sure Trick in town, you VIP at the Trick concert.
Absolutely.
Trina in town, you VIP at the Trina concert.
Right.
I'm getting free Reeboks, you getting free Reeboks.
Right.
So it's about giving my team incentives and making them feel like it's not only about the money, and making sure they understand what the goal for the client is and what the goal for me and the company is.
Now, I've seen recently you're doing a lot of philanthropy work.
Correct.
The stuff in Haiti, the events you're doing. So fast forward, give me what Lex Promotion is now. What are you doing?
I mean, once more, God is great. 2019, 15-year anniversary. Lex Promotions, the marketing group, has grown to a full-service marketing and promotions department. Myself, along my partner Jones, have a printing side of the company. He handles all the printing, so anything from printing a flyer to wrapping 5 tour buses in 48 hours for Rolling Loud weekend when every other company said it was impossible. we're able to make it happen. That's the printing side of the company. Myself and my business partner, Steve, we have the largest inventory of mobile billboard trucks on the East Coast. Not only black-owned, but period. We have the largest inventory
There
in
we
mobile
go.
billboard trucks on the East Coast.
Now, I'm glad you said that because I want to segue to right now. See, I didn't know that, okay, until the other day when I saw how you graciously gave the billboards for the UPS driver.
Correct.
You did the whole caravan with the UPS drivers for the visual. And I was like, damn, Lex got the damn bill. My man King Zoe back there, I was like, I need to get billboards from him, and Lex is coming, so that's the meeting we gotta have because now that's big, you know what I mean? Like Papa Keith got a billboard truck, but you said you got billboards in the country.
Yeah. We have 12 billboards, 12 mobile billboard trucks on the East Coast right now, from Florida all the way out to Carolinas, stationed there. That's where they live. And we're trying to be at 15 before Super Bowl 2021 in Tampa.
Now, accomplishing so much, like you said, you started being a DJ, you know, high school promotions. Now you're where you're at now. Now, is there any new goals that you're trying to reach? Because I feel like you accomplished a lot.
I mean, there's always new goals to accomplish. My thing is, you know, going back real quick to the billboard truck, because I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So when we first got in the game, you know, we had the rap SUVs. You guys remember the rap Suburbans, Escalades,
Right.
Hummers, boom. Then we jumped into the bicycle. Imagine taking the three-wheel bicycle that little Cubans and little Jamaican and Caribbean folks drive, and then we flipped those and put a billboard on the back of the three-wheel bicycle. Then when those went out of style, there was the book bags that people would wear. So then we upgraded to the book bag banner. And then when people stopped rapping the Hummers and the Escalade, we're like, what's next? It was a static billboard truck, which is basically a banner on the back of a truck.
Right.
Then when technology upgraded and everyone's on social media and all that, all right, we got to keep up with the
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
So we ventured into the digital trucks. And I'm saying all this to say is no matter what business you're in, whether it's the music industry or fashion industry or jewelry industry or real estate, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to pivot and shift your business to today.
Right.
So everywhere that I'm at today is really just a natural evolution, and me also looking at what's next. What's
Right,
next?
Right. The vision.
What's next?
The vision.
Correct.
Now, our objective here, we have artists that perform later. We're educating the artists here. You're a promoter. Can you give these artists insight on promotions and marketing that they could be doing? Because that's the one thing, like social media has slowed these guys
lot
down
easier
from
now.
organic promotions. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something.
What's your
Artists,
take?
artists in 2019, 2020, and beyond, you guys have your life so easy. It is disgustingly too easy for an artist to get the attention of any executive, any record label, and any DJ. Back in my days, I would have to find a record or buy the record or look at the actual 12-inch record, look at the address, all right, it's Miami.